Welcome back to the POPcast in level 3. We are getting there, slowly but surely.
Kancane. Yes.
What if they decide to back to level 5?
Please don't wild guys. It's level 3. Take it easy. South Africans, they can go crazy.
They're definitely going to go crazy.
Back to level 5.
Definitely. Have you seen the specials Zotwala? Which you told like Gordons, you told in the 3 6-packs. Under 200. My nigga.
Gordons was like $800 that time.
My nigga.
I heard from another person, I don't know, but I heard from another person that the black market guys are struggling now because they're trying to clear
Get off
everything.
the stock.
And everybody's like, nah, I'll wait till Monday.
Exactly.
I'll wait till Monday.
Because now they can go to Tops. They don't have to go to the funny guys who's gonna charge them club prices. Imagine paying a club price when you're gonna go and drink it at home.
Exactly.
Sure.
That's crazy. But
lockdown house party, I blame them.
That's why. That was entertainment.
Yeah, no, we needed to be late, Native Vene. So you needed Vene, Before they even came through with the sparkles in Gini. We're coming through with the Gordons.
Well, we don't support the black ones, so we don't know. These are just things that we hear.
These are things
did you see Juju's speech about how the country is our campus is a bit off skew, off center, off the real true north because abantu are celebrating ukubuya kotshwala kangaka. This shouldn't be what we're celebrating.
Yes.
It's really a small thing concerning where we're at as a country, where we're going. Sorry guys, I had to just come there, throw the spanner in your works.
With the
It really shouldn't be our focus, but I think it's also just maybe one of the things that people kind of then said, okay, that's what they fought for. Maybe they needed it. I don't know, relaxation situations. I haven't been drinking. I couldn't really care less. But I think just moving to level 3 on its own, I think is a good indication that slowly but surely things are getting back.
You haven't been drinking.
But
I had a Jaeger bomb with you on house party.
I had 1 Jaeger bomb.
Oh.
You drink every weekend.
Oh.
I said I haven't been drinking. I didn't say I haven't had a drink. I said I haven't been drinking.
out?
No, on house party.
Oh,
the app.
Oh, the app. Oh.
Yes.
I think it was your birthday though, so she...
I mean, honestly, I had a lockdown birthday.
I was on the app. I got it via the app.
You guys must get the app. That's where we had every weekend.
I mean, I didn't go there. No one told me. So
Daddy Vij.
It's fine. It's all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving to level 3, I think is a good indication that we're moving in the right direction. The economy is opening up. I am worried because we're moving to level 3 in winter, which obviously means people need to start being more careful now than they were before because you're more susceptible to catching things like the common cold, which can make it even worse for you to actually get COVID-19. So please, let's just stay safe, guys, if you possibly can.
But you saw the numbers?
The numbers
did
are...
go up and this bona.
I'm just looking at the stats, because I'm just now we're averaging 1.5, 1.8. You never know value by next week it could be 2,000, cases a day, which is kind of scary, I know the recovery rate is probably by 50% or maybe 51% Nyana, but it's still kind of scary. That's what I get scared of.
Are your kids gonna go back to school?
Hell nah.
All right.
Really?
Hell nah.
Are you scared?
I'm not scared. I'm just protecting them, and that's it. So
you know what? For me, with regards to the school kids, it's not even a thing of my being too worried about them catching or them being that heavily affected, because the stats again are also mentioning that the younger the children aren't really having fatal causes because of the disease. But we do know that kids are usually carriers of diseases, because you'll find that some kids will catch something at skolweni or at crash, bring it home, next thing mama gets sick, and then she's in hospital. So that for me is the concern.
You're not
Do you understand?
They like to share, they like to do all of the things,
Exactly. So for me, that's where I'm a bit okay, let's just watch out. But I also heard that they might even consider decreasing school holidays to obviously make up for the time that kids haven't been at school. So it's unfortunate, especially in a time where maybe you're writing your matric results. Exactly. Yeah. So those kids are suffering the most now, because what if they get affected because they haven't been at school? So
what about Liverpool? Right. Liverpool now, they're not going to win the league. They thought they were going to win the league.
When you worry too much about soccer.
I'm just feeling sorry for Liverpool, dog. Shame. Liverpool, you have too much.
No, but isn't the Premier League coming back?
Yeah.
I think the Bundesliga is the one.
The Bundesliga is back.
I haven't seen matches. Are they playing with Moss?
Yeah. No, not with masks. Just in like behind closed doors, and even the subs, everyone's sitting like us. So like.
So distance.
Social distancing.
Fans?
No fans.
No fans.
Oh,
Just
so it's
officials.
okay.
I saw the Dortmund game the other day. I think it was Wednesday night. So it is happening, yeah.
Can you imagine Chiefs and Pirates in G?
No.
No fans.
Hey, it's boring, yeah.
But do they have fans during the derby?
Yo. Plus level 3 lockdown. Yo.
Oh, actually, no, you're right. I think they said 7th of June the Premier League's coming back, also behind closed doors.
PSL?
No, Premier League.
Premier League,
Yeah.
yes. I know of Premier League. I'm not too sure about the PSL.
Yeah.
Most sporting events of that nature, they're coming back, but without the fans.
But so the reason I'm speaking about that is because I always thought that I feel like, especially matrix, matrix and things like the Premier League must just let it go and then start fresh.
next year.
That's what I had.
Weren't the schools were gonna be open? There's certain grades, I think
Yeah.
grade 7 and up.
Yeah, no, they wanted
Grade 7 and
grade
12.
7 and matrix were supposed to go back because of exams. And then they're going to slowly phase in everybody else. So then it will be grade 11s, I think, like 2 weeks later, and then so forth. So the grade 1s and the grade 6s would be the last to go back to school, basically.
No, I write her off, man. No, I'm Vichi. I'm telling you, write her off.
I'll repeat it.
I'll repeat
And
it.
you know that
You know what I can do?
Do it properly.
I mean, I think what I'll start doing, man, just look for the school uniform every day, and I just need to give him something.
Do you know Malachi
Write
makes
down
his daughter do that? I saw Malachi posting his daughter physically doing homework at the kitchen table. I was like, why are you forcing her to wear school uniform? She's sitting at home. He's like, he's enforcing the law.
It's discipline, because I've seen my son, man, can say, no, I don't want to, and I'm just like, damn.
On to more musical topics.
I think so, Jeguti. He's needed to be more focused.
Are we boring you?
I just think we've spoken about this month for too long. I can hear Dimples there going.
Let's roll it over. Well, we can roll it
Let's talk
over.
about Bhlomington EP.
Yes. Ooh, yeah, shoo.
I took a flight on a red eye.
Ooh, yeah, shoo.
Papa, we fly like an
Hawaiian. Actually, that whole thing is just fire.
It was
Oh,
bullets.
the EP.
It was bullets.
What I dig
It is
also
bullets.
is the skits. Like it just gives it so much character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just music, because
Yeah.
sometimes with EPs you just have to go from one song to another. This at least kind of brings you back to what I used to love about albums was when albums used to take you through a journey where there was the interludes, the intros, all that little funny in-betweens with the song. So shout out to Maluma, I really dig
Great
that.
concept, eh?
Great concept.
We had shout out to VG. We had a private listening session for some industry people on Wednesday, last week before it dropped. So we got to listen to the EP before it dropped. And he was just taking us through the concept. And he really, because I was like, why did you call it Bhlomington EP? And he's like, if you listen to the music, I want you to blom and listen to it, And once you listen to it, you get it. You're like, oh, okay, this is really, really dope. He also had some cool visuals that he prepared. So it's exciting because the last time he dropped was 2016, which was Lazi Milano,
It's a long time ago.
It's a long time ago.
But
and
yet, his name has been kept ringing.
through the
Quality
surfboards
artist.
and Spova Gang merch and stuff. And he said that he does have an album ready.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to release his album under lockdown, with that lockdown, that COVID energy.
Yeah.
So he thought, I've got 6 songs. I've got too many songs. Let me take 6 and make this EP.
I think that was really smart, especially in a time now where we're sitting with music not necessarily getting as high as streams. Apparently, hip-hop streams have actually decreased. R&B or acoustic type of streams have actually gone up because people are chilling at home. They don't want too much noise. They want chilled music. So I think it's perfect thinking for him because he's definitely ahead of the curve. And I think Maluma's always been that type of person to always be ahead of the times. And for him to think like that and put out a project speaking to that already says, he's been about it,
No doubt. No doubt.
Sounding really good.
Yeah.
And is like the one artist that says the same things in so many different ways.
Just this cool shit.
And that's the thing, you get transported into his world, which is where, again, the fiber and the texture of the skits come in. And a lot of us that grew up in that 90s era, most of us relate to skits. when I talk about skits to the young generation, they're like, huh?
They're like,
what are you
"What's that?"
talking? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And it meant so much to us to have those skits on the album, but it seldom was transported to a South African soundscape. So that was dope. And he's the one guy that all the lines, the last lines of his punchlines, it could be a word, but it could be a chorus and a whole song by itself. And it does it a lot. If you carve like Obompasha's Tsava is like, it's a whole verse.
Yeah.
Just saying Tsava is a whole verse by
Just a whole
itself.
bunch of catchy shit.
Man.
He actually, I spoke to him on my radio show on Saturday, and he was actually saying that he started messing with that flow when we were doing combos, communicating. Because he wasn't really like he wasn't being serious about it in the sense that like he wasn't looking to do a hook. It was like, I'm just gonna say a whole bunch of shit and then we'll find cool pieces we can use as a hook. So
it's the one. It's the one.
Speaking of skits, remember the Chris Rock skit on My Dark Twisted Little Fantasy?
Yeah.
That's like, for me, that's like a legendary one.
Yeezy taught me.
Yeezy taught
That
me.
one.
No, shout out to Malum Cool Cat. It's a really awesome EP, man.
What I also like about it, it's the vibe, okay, in terms of, sometimes we listen to too much Yantaga, Abo Ghana, Abo Lil Baby, but Malum, it just makes it cool enough and it just brings it home. Because if you listen to the flows and the sounds, you're like, yo, it could be that side, but this is still us here at home, the way he delivers it, And shout out to Malum. The album is ready, by the way, so yeah.
Zuchi Coke dope.
Zuchi.
Hawaiian with Liz. Gotta.
Two songs.
For
the EP. He said they did, I think, Mpasha as well.
Mpasha as well.
I think he said they did 4 all in all. So the 2 you're hearing on the EP and then the other 2 you'll hear
on the album.
On the album.
Nice.
Yeah, Zuchi is definitely a force to be reckoned with, and we've been saying this on the show. It's just like, it's to hear him with another kind of artist, and when Malume is ambitious enough to, not you, not the record label. When Malume is ambitious about the record.
Oh, wow.
To combine himself with artists like a Les or a producer like a Zuchi. Yeah. It's adventurous, and you're like, yeah, man, that's we want that also. As much as we want to hear you sound the way you do on beats that you traditionally pick, we want to hear how you sound with these off-center kind of mixes. Zuchi, it was really, really dope. Really, really dope. Ngunzi.
Dope collab as well.
Dope collab. Playing with the words and the pronunciation of the words, like staying so close to that Maskandio Mpakanga pronunciation of stuff. Yeah, dog, man. Yeah, no.
Hawaiian.
Guys, we gotta really thank Durban, eh?
Yo.
Like, we really gotta thank Durban. Like,
I was about to say that's the one thing that I've always loved about Malum Cool Cat is that in all of his music, as much as like he lives in Joburg, he lives the Joburg life, he hasn't let go of his Durban influences, and the fact that he can still bring that out in his music is really authentic, because a lot of people will always try and adapt to wherever they're living at that point in time. He always tries to remind you, hey, you guys need to recognize,
Straight up.
So that's dope.
And he's been there the whole time.
It's true. And one thing you always pick up on Malume, in his rhymes, right? And if he mentions the place where it's at, you can say, for me, I always put myself, I'm like, so clearly he was in the Drakensberg when he was writing this.
Sure.
And because he describes everything, you know what I mean? Or it's that line where...
Like Hawaiian, I think
sushi on the boat, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just describes it.
Because remember, he did that long trip to Bali.
Yeah.
So you can hear it. You can hear a lot of that trip. Like Hawaiian, for instance.
Yeah.
Showcase.
Shout outs, man.
Yeah. Really, really
Music is
shout-outs.
sounding awesome. Also on the music news, all the Def Jam signings.
Yeah.
Shout outs, VG. So give us a breakdown. What's going on? There was a huge announcement, press release. Zonke bonke.
So, obviously...
See, we're not attacking you. At least we're giving you shine for once.
So, obviously, I think people can hit through to the website, but Def Jam officially, there is a Def Jam Asia, right? Just like there's a Def Jam and there's a Def Jam Africa. So the whole thing, it's about how to bridge gaps for certain artists with the globe, make it easier, you know what I mean? And if it's one thing I've seen with a lot of the times where I look at universal artists, be it Dudu Makhathini, you know, being signed to a Blue Note, you know what I mean, from being from here, but now he's bridged the gap to there, you know what I mean. Be it Junior, let's see, you know what I mean. One of those that now he's bridged the gap there. And there's so many more artists, you know, who've done it before as well. So I think for me, it's one of those. Being in that roster as well, I'll be like, yo, I am this step this close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What does that mean for the actual signings? Because I know a lot of people on social media have been trying to understand how it actually works. So from a perspective of someone like, for instance, Casper, who's got Family Tree, a lot of people were just like, how? So does that mean he's leaving Family Tree? Or is he now signing straight to Def Jam Africa? How does that work?
No, so he is under the Def Jam roster.
Okay.
Right? So Casper has Family Tree.
Yeah.
Right?
As a label.
As a label.
All
and
right.
he's under his label, which is through whatever. So it's just that he is under there.
So it's technically like the Def Jam deals with Family Tree.
Okay.
That's it.
So if he's a Family Tree artist, then the Def Jam deal is.
It's just, I would presume it's the same things like America, you know.
Yeah.
You have an Epic, then you have a Grand Hustle, you have a Warner, Maybach Music.
Yeah.
It's the first time, you know what I mean, Shambok Studios and then Universal and then Def Jam. It's the first time for us that we are able to have a plug of that magnitude, because if they weren't there, you'd be dealing with Universal, which really has to deal with so many other artists, and maybe the numbers don't add up for them to have their staff fully serviced to hip-hop, trying to grow hip-hop, when the gospel section does a whole lot more better.
Yeah.
So now when you have a Def Jam Africa, I think you move hip-hop personnel to a hip-hop genre, which allows you to maneuver a little bit more and give you that overseas license.
So, like for instance with Nasty, is he signed to Def Jam Africa or which Def Jam?
Signed to Def Jam US and Africa.
Both of them?
Yeah. It's a Def Jam artist.
Okay.
Oh, so that's why his announcement was before everybody else's.
Yeah, because he was a Def Jam US.
Okay.
Okay, which makes sense as to why he was also doing all the international interviews as well. So yeah, man, that's really dope. I'm loving the international moves that are happening. I mean, also Shoma Josie was on the remix with Stormzy and Burna, which was dope, especially for Africa Week now, and they did the Africa Day special with MTV Base. So I thought, you know, because he had so many remixes, I never really thought that South African artists at least would even feature there. So at least Shoma Josie is flying the flag high. She even put Limpopo there on the map.
Oh, sure,
She was like, I see South but Limpopo also needs a shout out.
She's screwing her show for real. She's screwing her
That
show.
MTV Base Africa Day concert was dope.
It was really dope.
They did it really well. The execution was
Yes,
nice. Yeah.
and I like the fact that each artist was performing one song. So it didn't feel like it was dragging out too much, you know? Yeah.
Hey, did you guys see that clip? It was on Twitter. So they're basically asking the minister Mbalula whether him going to AKA TV was an essential I just heard the question. I was like, they're asking you some real stuff.
I will wait for Mega to respond.
No. I don't think. I guess it was on TV.
On TV?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But maybe it wasn't essential services, but I guess some people have permits. I mean, we have permits as well for being able to shoot here. We're keeping
but he's supposed to set an example.
I guess. And I think that's the problem, is that the people will always expect politicians to uphold the law much more than the rest of us. But I guess it's also, like I said, we've got permits. Maybe we're keeping the numbers low. Hopefully the numbers were low there while they were buying the meat.
But they're probably creating awareness as well. You know, for the minister to be on AKA TV, I'm sure they're speaking about.
But people were having prize, Mos.
Who was having a pride? Did you have a
People
pride?
were having pride.
I saw you there.
You were at the guy at the
No, I'm not talking about the
I saw you there. I saw you there.
I'm not talking about the prize show. I'm not talking.
He's defending himself, this guy.
There was a watermelon.
In quarantine, people were having a little.
No. Don't say people. Say I had a pride.
No, I've seen. I mean, Yanga was even talking about it. How, especially the celebrity crowd, were not adhering to the restrictions.
I saw many of them. Don't worry.
I didn't see.
Yeah.
Speedy.
Speedy.
I didn't see.
Hey, making movements in the dark.
But Joe, at the end of the day,
Timbers, what's that, Timbers?
but at the end of the day, Keenan is providing a service for entertainment. You know what I mean? For his app, which will pay him as well. So
is it essential? Is the question.
Well, is the house lockdown an essential?
Lockdown house party.
Yeah.
Look, there are many. There are many sanitizers. There are many masks. Everybody obeys.
Thank you.
Everybody obeys the rules and regulations. A very safe environment.
Yeah, I think also for a lot of productions, I mean, even the lockdown finale that was recorded, that was also made sure that the production was quite low. I mean, the people who are on set, maybe like 2 or 3 people, and then each DJ gets separated with time, so you know.
Usually clear 2-3 people.
But I need to do a performance. He came with his band. The rest of the DJs came alone, please.
And people got paid, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Better than arts and culture, so I'm glad. Well done, guys.
Yo, can we move on to other things? We said we're tired about this one.
Yeah, we are.
No, but I'm just putting it out there. With at least the guys are making something, to make things move for themselves. So they mustn't complain about the government to us because we're hustling out here because they ain't do shit for us. Anyway, you're right. The
SABC one is has been going down as well. I played it last night.
Yep.
Dope.
So
I've seen you've been hosting like last
How many
week
have you
and this
hosted?
week.
I hosted one, then I've played twice.
Oh, okay.
But it's carrying on, which is a nice thing.
Yeah,
Until-
we're gonna need it.
Not sure until when.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
dope. I think maybe it's something that, for me, also as the SABC, for me, what it looked like, I'm like, now they are moving into...
They're adapting.
And a lot of people said they got their summer checks, eh?
Yeah. I'm still waiting for mine.
You haven't gotten yours.
You must also, now you must go radio monitor and check.
I had a call on Friday and I asked the lady, she's like, no, don't worry, we are still in
But
process.
don't you think that we have something to do with that?
No, but also I was going to say, no one will tell you, because of the SABC, they are so strict now.
They are super strict.
Before, you could do your mix, and then maybe you send the week later. Now it's like you're not mixing until you're
and they'll say to you, your mix is not going on air whatsoever
until you've submitted
unless you've submitted the paperwork. It's a PRS form basically for the DJs.
Yeah.
Is that they need to mention who's the artist, the name of the song, who's featured, the author, the composer, the publisher, the code.
You spend
everything.
more time doing that thing than doing the actual mix.
And funny enough, I also just want to give a big shout out as well to Double D, because when he loaded the website, we mentioned to him that information was important, and he made sure that whenever DJs actually go to the website, the codes are there so that the artists can get the money. So I think it's very important for a lot of people to actually be aware of your publishing details, because especially now, I am still getting submissions for the Stir Up, and I have to then reply back and be like, please send me publishing details, otherwise your song can't play. And then they reply a week later, then they cry because the song doesn't play. So please, if you're an artist and you send us music, send us the publishing information with the code.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you ain't getting your check.
Speaking of Double D, I'm seeing that. What was that platform he launched for guys who make music to then give them DJ sets? What is it?
It was a DJ school.
DJ school.
He did a DJ school, man, and then he did one for the beats as well.
I didn't see the one with the beats.
I forgot about it, but we talked about it on the show. Separates or something.
So basically, it's like if you want a lot of guys will be like, hey, please play my song on the radio, or please play it in your DJ set. So what we're saying is you have to send an instrumental, a cappella. It's called a DJ pack.
The DJ pack. So a lot of releases that came out. I saw AKA did it, and Malume also did it. They gave him the DJ packs for his platform, which is dope, right? It would be one thing for him to start this and then the people in the industry don't support him. But it's dope that people in the industry are going, yo, you started this platform. So anyone can access that and start DJing using those beats or those acapellas.
Yeah, you pay your membership subscription fee, and then
that's dope.
And it's got ads there.
And it's worth it also because I know a lot of people are busy whiling about how much money they need to pay. Why I find it important is that you're basically investing back in your career. The same way you want to invest in equipment, you also need to invest in the fact that you can get quality music and get it right, because there's nothing worse than getting a mix from a DJ and they've reversed the swear words. You can't play that on radio. It sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Rather than register on a website like Double D's, because he would have cleared it for you so that you can at least play a proper clean set.
Nice.
You know?
Nice.
Yeah. Shout
Yeah,
out
so
Double D.
do the right thing. Do the right thing.
That's Sjava. So since officially he's off Ambitiouz as he's
I
announced.
don't know.
It looked like it was.
Have you guys called him?
Everyone's cool, ne?
I haven't called him yet.
Between the label and him.
You must call him.
You know what? His statement I felt was very gentlemanly.
Yes.
Being the word, because a lot of people get angry. Hey, screw the label, screw what.
I want my man.
What people are shouting and screaming and what. He's got his gripes with the label, but he says, Yazine, please don't attack them, don't attack me. Slogane, siraiti. I'm moving my direction, they're moving their direction. Simple and plain. Which I think is the most respectful press release that I've seen. And I like the fact that he wrote it himself, if I must be honest.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get them from like a pure agency and you're just like, there's just a lot of words there. They felt like a personal message.
I know, but I couldn't read the Zulu part.
Of course.
But I just.
Do you want translation?
Nah, it's too.
I'll call you tomorrow.
I think you will do it there, don't worry.
He doesn't even do the subtitles anymore.
I was trying to go on a teaser.
He's shooting 10 shows, editing 16. No more subtitles for you guys. Must fucking understand. I'm playing.
Yeah, that's really. Yeah, ne?
I felt it was really personal though. It was nice.
It was very personal, and I felt like he was trying to be as gentlemanly as possible so that the label doesn't feel the need, as they've done before, to kind of play him dirty in the media, So I liked that. I really did like that. And I'm just glad he's gone. And I saw a picture of MT, Sjava, and Saudi. It was like a graffitied picture. And it was just like, damn, like ATM is some monsters. I'm not going to put them in the past tense because the kids are still young and I feel like they've got a lot to offer still with this extra weight shedded off their shoulders. But just to see MT with his tattoo, Sjava with the Zulu crown, and then Saudi with the Sowetan bleach, it was like, damn, we've scratched the surface of South African hip hop, and a lot of these label woes they've taken and have like with a lot of baggage when we could have been at our creative peak. Because remember when we heard Ivora, it was like a continuation of Karakara, but in a new way.
Yes.
And you can tell those times, or roll up, kids were wide-eyed about their futures. Ameni. And then slowly but surely, their eyes got smaller, their hearts got smaller, their patience got thinner. And with all of those things, you can see the creativity whittle, and you can see the person degrade himself and sort of deteriorate because you have to be at a happy place to create.
But from a business perspective, we gotta give props to Ambitiouz as well because they're still doing their thing. Shout out to Tweezy. He's obviously
there.
He's the A&R and he's doing a great job. That Miss Prue song with
Black Diamond.
I think we spoke about the song.
We spoke about it last week, but did you get the right info on who owns it?
No one's come back to it yet.
I spoke to Tweezy about it. I was like, hey, we spoke about this on the POPcast. What's happening? And he was like, no, the kid's just capping. They actually got that beat from an international guy on the internet.
But go check. Okay, maybe it could be international.
That's what Tweezy said to me.
But you must go check the kid's Slim Eagle. There is chats there where he's putting up on his Instagram, going through. Just go check. Just go through his profile.
What's his handle?
Slim Eagle.
Slim Eagle.
Is that the kid that's saying he made the beat?
Yeah.
It's tricky because I was also like, damn.
Tweezy said they got it from an international producer online. So But he's doing a great job because yes, they don't have a Sjava anymore. They don't have an MT anymore. They don't have a Saudi anymore. But they're still able to find that talent and
there's
still
a lot of
make
talent in
authentic
Zanzibar.
South African hits, so gotta give it to them.
I didn't know Tweezy was an ambitious A&R. I didn't know.
He is an A&R. He's been there even when MT, I think, was still there, if I'm not mistaken. So Tweezy's been putting in a lot of work from producing for himself to making his own music, producing for others, producing for himself. TV shows. He's doing that new SABC TV show as well, Blow Up a Cave. He's also on
Blood and Water.
Blood and Water. Yeah. Which one?
I think the music there is him.
And I think that was Motor Rex, wasn't it? Blood and Water.
All of the music.
Blood and Water, there was about 8 songs. There was 8 songs that came from
But I'm
Torex.
talking about the scoring. I think he did the scoring.
Okay, I'm not too sure. I can't speak on that.
Could be
I
on.
know he did. I know he did the title sequence for the SABC show that's going to be on. And then obviously being an A&R, I'm just like, where do you find the time?
Yeah.
Like.
And he did a Timon.
And he did a Matimon.
I was actually speaking to Casper on the FaceTime the other night.
Is it?
Hey, who's it?
Did you ask him for a phone?
Did he answer? Hey, who's it?
Noni, speaking of a phone, you're asking you for a phone.
Don't worry, Mother Christmas is
Don't
coming
lie.
with the delivery.
Don't lie, Noni.
Mother Christmas is
Noni,
coming.
don't lie.
The power of the podcast.
Come on.
Mother Christmas is coming with the delivery.
Wow. And I was just throwing the line out, like throw the line out.
Okay.
Why, thank you, Noni. Thank you, Samsung.
Thank you, Samsung.
On my face.
Shout out.
Everybody got a phone because you know I called my hookup and I said, hey, the boys
Alright.
gotta be on.
Come on.
Lonnie,
Coming with the A31 now.
nice one.
Shout out. Thank you.
So I do have a challenge for you boys though.
Yeah.
What's up?
Now that you guys are also on lock with the Samsung, I've had mine for about a week now, and I've been playing around with it. There's obviously some awesome apps that are on the phone.
Yeah.
The one thing that I dig the most about it is the Samsung Pay, which I think comes with the phone immediately, like when
What's
you actually load the phone. Samsung Pay is basically like an app that you can use to load your credit card on it so that you can pay without having to touch anything. And I think at a time that we're in now with COVID-19, we're not going to touch anything, sanitize what? You don't need to bring out your actual card whenever you're paying anything. You can just literally tap and use your Samsung Pay, so shout out. So I want you guys to play with the phone
Yeah.
and let me know what you find out. And that's your challenge for the weekend, your homework.
Ninja.
Do you know what's also so dope? There's a cover in the box.
Oh.
You know, typically you have to buy a
Wait,
cover
it comes
separately.
with a cover?
Yes,
That's
you know
dope.
you have to buy it separately. It's actually in the box.
That's dope, man. That's
That's
dope.
dope, eh? Oh, there.
Pretty things, pretty
Maybe,
things.
who knows? Maybe I'll ask Samsung to give one of you guys one.
Ooh.
But you're not the plan.
Uzofonela boba wena.
I was about to say, yeah, you're not the plan.
I speak to my people. My people.
Who are
shout
your
out, Noni.
people?
They know
This is
themselves.
dope.
Shout out, Samsung. Really appreciate it, man.
I needed a new
problem.
phone, by the way, so thank you, Non.
I got you
I'm
guys.
listening.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to have a second phone. There's nothing as irritating as people that like for me, like my cell phone is like, that's my space. And I'm very big on my space. So I really don't like it when you found my number somewhere and you just send it, like you send me, I don't like that. I don't like that. Don't call me. If you don't have my number, you got my number somewhere, don't do that. And also if you have my number, don't give my number out to people.
Yo, that's the most frustrating thing in the world.
Don't like send me a DM.
and then those people
Don't
will
just put
hound
me
you.
out.
I got this one guy who wanted to send me a song. And you know the worst thing about getting a song on WhatsApp is firstly, you've already decreased the quality of the sound of the song itself by sending it on WhatsApp. Now you're sending it to me and I don't even know if it's spam, who you are, what your story is. You're just Tumela the whole time. No, Miss
Dude.
Cosmo, hey, what the... And I'm like,
I
And then
do
when
that
I block, then I'm the bitch.
No.
But it's like, just follow instructions. I've
Because-
got an email for a reason.
Yes, it's a personal
Please.
space. If you want to do a booking, there's an office. You can call the office number. If you want to send music, there's an email address. My personal number is my personal space.
Guys,
Exactly.
you know what? I can't wait. Scoop will reply in our group much.
Yes.
Yes, is what reply.
What are you talking about, dog?
You take days to reply.
Yeah, dog.
But now you're gonna. I know you're always gonna be on phone.
Dog,
You're gonna
I
be on the
reply on the
Samsung
group.
but you're gonna be on the Samsung the whole time. Scoop
reply
ain't
on the group, dog. But you guys talk a lot on the group. Sometimes I'm like, I need a break. I guess you every time what you tell nje khona into entsha exoxwa yegroupini.
But that's how we keep you abreast. Like it's when you
Now,
like to
for
be
real,
offline.
I mean, I like hitting it now and again, but yo, if I have my phone that many times, I feel sick.
Really?
I do need to feel like it's there.
Yeah.
I can't feel like, yo, I'm always on it.
Nah.
But yo, trust me.
So you can
We're done with
hit him
Steve
up.
Jobs. We're not there anymore. Sila.
So what did he have to say in your chat?
No, we're just catching up our own things. We weren't speaking about necessarily industry things.
Okay.
And some of the industry things that we were speaking about, it's our stuff, it's not stuff our own.
Okay. Now that you guys have your gadgets, you've got your homework. Next
What's
week,
the homework again?
find something cool on the phone that you guys can let me know
I
about.
already got something cool that we can do.
I said play with your phone.
Okay.
Mistress.
I'm just excited. I just want to tell you what we should all do.
I see it.
Okay.
He's not excited because his phone is still in the box. Anyway,
it's a
Galaxy A31. Shout out to the boys. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it there.
Thank you, Noni.
There is, obviously you can load your music as well. I think it's got a lot of memory. I think it's 128 gigabytes. So you got some space there for you to do the streamings and the things. And of course the quad camera so you can take your selfies and take your videos and such.
Nice.
We're gonna try something cool with the phones next week. So we'll see if we can make it work. Yeah, man.
Like a stuff, man.
You still got your plug though?
What plug?
That's
What? Oh, you guys took me about that?
I can hear Jumpos.
These ones are so like focused on their phones now.
I'm trying to set the time.
Okay, hey!
We're done shooting anyway.
No, we're not.
Oh,
Have you said goodbye?
No, he's always the first one to say goodbye.
I mean, honestly, Speedy's always rushing somewhere. But yeah, guys, enjoy your new gadgets.
Thank you.
Showcase.
I hope it does you well. And of course, everybody, please keep on watching the POPcast. Please tune in next week to also find out exactly how exciting we're going to be playing with these young things to make it,
How do you lock it? Oh.
On the side there.
Before we touch base, guys.
Yes.
Y'all be seeing the riots, social media?
I thought that we were forgetting something. I'm so glad you brought it up.
And obviously, I think I picked up late on the American one, Also, I think I picked up late because I've been doing social media cut-off time as well, right? But it's kind of sad that, guys, in 2020, we're still here having to fight for our lives like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The crazy thing that's happening all over the world, and I don't even think it's just in America, is people are saying that racism hasn't gotten worse, it's just being filmed.
Yeah,
and I think that is the important factor, because if it wasn't being filmed, a lot of things would be slid under the carpet. I mean, that Amy Cooper situation where that lady was in the park and she basically weaponized herself and said, oh, you want to threaten me because I don't have my dog on a leash. Why must my dog be on a leash when we're in the park? And there's so many signs around the park that basically says,
Dog on a leash.
Keep your dog on a leash. That man literally just said, please, can you leash up your dog? She was like, oh, you want to threaten me? I'm going to call the cops. Oh, no, there's a black American man who's threatening me in the park. She knew exactly what she was doing. If you watch, Trevor Noah also posted a video on Twitter, and he basically explains, like, you guys don't realize how serious this matter is if someone knows how much power they have in making a phone call and just saying those specific words. And those things are even happening even in the South African space, where we're seeing, for instance, the likes of Miss South Africa, who obviously had her racial slurs on a past Twitter page.
She's not Miss South Africa.
Well, sorry, not Miss South Africa. I apologize. She was an entrant. I apologize. Bianca. And there was some brands that had sent her some packages. People were whiling about that this past week, and they were like, how could you be sending her packages when you know the type of person that she is? Is this the type of white privilege that you guys are going off on or whatever? And it's scary to think that this is the time that the world is in, because we're at an unrest. Not even the fact that we're even locked up in our houses, that's already causing frustration. But now racism is even peaking at a high, to the point where people are thinking, well, I can't afford my life, so I might as well loot, and we're going to use protesting as an excuse. Is it the excuse, though? That's also the question.
I don't think so.
What do you think it is?
I understand why it's being done, because what's happening in America especially is fucked up.
Yeah.
But again, there's ways to go about things that doesn't necessarily fix anything, if that makes any sense.
But how long until they listen to us?
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Because
you know what I mean? Because I think every person, you know what I mean, they are tired. It's one of those, they are tired. They've been crying. It's been happening every weekend, every month, I'm sure. You know what I mean?
For me, I feel like it is not wise and kind of like foolish for me to have seen how white people are all over the world. I don't get why we are forcing them to listen.
That's another thing, you're correct.
Because evidently, even the things that were done in the past, trying to force them to listen, it's like forcing someone to shake hands with someone they're having an argument with. Like forcing an apology on Twitter. It's not a genuine thing. That person is only going to do it for so long as it's okay for things to get back to normal and benefit them again, because again, white people run things. So long as I can shake this person's hand quickly, things can get back to business so I can get my money. So after riots, like 1976, after American riots, after them killing Martin Luther, Ban, you can name the people. Some sung heroes, some unsung heroes. I don't understand, one, looting and on all the marching things we've seen from generations, it begets nothing. Asking a white person to hear you telling them they already know this. This last frontier for me, I would much oblige it if we can start listening. Are we listening to ourselves? Are we talking to ourselves and maybe coming up with different ways of doing this? Because this thing, we know how they are towards us. It's not, but we're reacting in the same ways that we've been reacting. Something has to change in the way that we are approaching this problem, because it's not ending. The way we've approached it is not helping. Marching, burning down things, it's not helping.
Yeah.
What we really need is for us to gather and be like, how do we plan on fighting this thing? Really, how? And that's a big ask, that's a big question. But that's the only thing right now that I can sit back and be willing to ask. Because the riot is not going to change nothing. Even if tomorrow we hear an apology, even if someone gets sent to jail tomorrow, it's not going to change anything.
Nope.
And the crazy thing is about America, it's like it brings to question at how Black America spends their money. This hip-hop culture that we're in, the diamonds, the cars, the clothes. Here's now a situation where, as a Black person, do you still feel good about the things you have? Do you still feel good? Because what can they do now? What that leadership that was asked for from everybody, and I say this because I know for a fact that I feel like we're also going to go through these times. We have gone through these times, but it's coming here. Whatever that unrest that's happening is going to happen here.
I think it's already on its way. It's bubbling. And it's bubbling in the form of, obviously in the States, the biggest issue is the police brutality, especially in the case of George Floyd, where basically people watched somebody lose their life on camera because of the police, who was told, or basically their purpose is to serve and protect. Now bring that back to South Africa in the beginning of lockdown, where the army was deployed and obviously had a bigger presence in the townships. And there was the gentleman, Collins Khoza, who was basically chilling, having a drink outside of his house, was brutally hurt to the point where his injuries led to his death. And I think that is also what's going to be the trigger factor coming through into South Africa. Because like you're saying, it is bubbling under in South Africa. And people are angry, but they're also angry because they also feel they're not being heard.
Yeah.
But the question again lies, who do we speak to? Do we speak to ourselves? Do we speak to authorities? Who do we trust with our lives? Because if we can't even trust our own army to protect us.
Can I give an incident, right? My son is in grade 1, right? His name is Murakos, right? And he came one day and was like, yo, I don't like my name, Dad. I'm like, yo, what do you mean? It's like, no, my friend, and I asked him, what color? Peach. He said, no, you got an ugly name. I'm like, yo, your name ain't ugly, son. One thing you better know. That name is fit for kings. What you're gonna do, go tell the person of Peach and tell them that, yo, my dad said I don't have a slave name. And this is the name that I'm gonna have and I'm proud of it. That's what I did. But now it goes back to the thing of, it's been bubbling under, and also is that, what are the parents teaching these kids out there? You know what I mean? So it always hurts me, and I'm like, and for me, and I'm just one of those parents, and I'm sorry, and you guys can say, I will finish on the wall. I tell my son, if someone says something with you, fucking palm and
I was gonna ask.
don't wait for you know what I mean? I'm not for my son to be apologetic. Just because the person of Peach was like, hey, you've got an ugly name, hey, you what. Yo, he needs to stand up for himself. I'll tell him, yo, boy, you need to stand up for yourself. And I would say to him, with girls, you know, you need to protect girls and you need to honor girls. Just like the way your dad honors and respects your mom, you know? That's how you do it. But also, if people do that, you just come home and tell me. You don't go out there physically assault people. No, but yes, if it is a boy,
and you know what? I appreciate the message beside about the violence, because I'm not supporting that. But I'm supporting the fact that you're trying to teach your son to be proud of his name at a very young age. I think a lot of us have fallen to the wayside of our names because of that situation. I mean, my name's not Noni, and everybody knows that. My name's Nongaba. But obviously, because it was too hard to pronounce, then it was shortened to Unoni. And for me, as years go on, it wasn't even a case of mine not being proud of my name. It's just I'd never heard my name often enough for me to appreciate what it was. And I'm only appreciating it in my older years because I understand the meaning and the purpose of my name. And it sucks that you have to learn it so many years later, as opposed to being proud of who you are at such a younger age, because you're being bullied by somebody in the schoolyard, or maybe you're being bullied by your teacher because, oh no, it's too hard to pronounce. Let me just change it to make it easier for everybody else to pronounce. Do you know what I mean? So you're right. It needs to start somewhere, because it starts with us and being proud of who we are and being proud of the fact that we can stand up for each other, because I think unity is also the one thing that we need. And the sad part about Black people, sometimes we also bring each other down. We need the unity to be able to fight this thing so that we can become better.
We are in like a desperate need of unity and leadership. When I look overseas, I don't see no leaders like I could really rally behind. When I look at home, I don't see no leaders, you know? It's like,
true that.
We really are by ourselves. And the other crazy thing about the whole racism violence is, it's just something that does rub you the wrong way. When music is being sold, there are so many white people in the culture. But when things of this nature happen, there are so many of them that keep quiet, you know? But when they want to be in an interview with an Usher or a Pharrell or whomever it might be, they in there.
Rolling Loud is hosted by two white boys. They own that franchise.
You feel me?
I saw Ice Cube. He was supposed to have like a TV.
Good Morning America. He said no. We really, we really, and like I say again, guys. Also, this whole COVID thing was leading up to this.
Yeah.
It was about this unrest and tearing society's fiber at its most primal position, to feel like you don't have anyone around you, like you're all by yourself. This is the way this world is moving towards. And I just want to say that it's coming to South Africa. But in South Africa, as much as it might be, I don't think it'll be like soldier against civilian violence because of race, because it's Black people doing this. It'll be a case of the haves against the have-nots.
Yeah.
That's where it's going to go, because of what's going to happen during winter time when jobs get lost. Because I have to sign a form when I go to work that says, do I have a cough? Is my throat itchy?
I got to check your temperature.
You got to check my temperature. It was 35 and 36 were okay. Now they've just said 35 ain't okay. But do you understand this bureaucratic way of eliminating people from their lifeblood?
Yeah.
It's just going to get to a position where I'm very fearful of where South Africa is going, especially after winter. I think there is a reason why they let us out towards winter.
I know, like at the SABC, if your shit is 38, you ain't going nowhere.
You can't even go and do your show.
But what do they do?
They'll
turn you back home.
Go home. They'll call your manager.
Where they should say, let's go to the hospital or something. Like, just go home.
The thing is this.
That's where it starts. You know what I mean? I feel like that's where it starts, where if someone is sick, this goes back to, like, if someone is sick, you can say, dude, I think something's wrong with you. go for a checkup.
Yeah.
We can help you.
I think, of course, they do say, like, go check it out, but then go home and quarantine.
Because the first option is to self-quarantine before you go into hospitals, because the hospitals are already inundated. So I think in hospitals, it's a case of you go there if you are in dire need, if it's literally like a ICU type of situation. But that's why they're trying to enforce self-quarantine and taking certain medication so that you can at least try and get yourself better if you can treat it that way. But I hear what you're saying about it becoming the haves and have-nots, because there's already been so many jobs that have been lost. And what irritates me the most is also these companies who are using COVID as an excuse for them to bow out, where they're saying, oh no, we're pleading bankruptcy because we haven't been able to meet our monthly targets. Huge corporations, might I add. And my thing is, you've been closed for a month. You're a big corporation. How are you telling me you don't have reserves enough to be able to sustain your business at least for 6 months before you then say, okay, my back's against the wall? Do you know what I mean? Those are the ones who are irritating me, because then they won't be able to hire those people when things get back to normal. What happens to your business?
Like
You've liquidated it. Everybody's cashed in. The shareholders all have their money. They're all sitting with their pockets fat at home. But the people who were serving your business when things were all good and well don't get a cent out of it.
As you're saying, it starts with us. This is also where, as human beings, we need to say, cool, I'm going to get up tomorrow and I'm going to do something for myself.
I'm really scared. So I was talking to Speedsta about it before we shot, like, to the point where, you know, I really don't know what the point of anything is anymore. You know?
What do you mean?
I just don't know what the point of me critiquing music is. Because what am I looking for someone to say during these times? And when they do say what they're supposed to say, is it going to be a starving artist, or is he going to sell? What does that mean even? You know? What do clothes mean anymore? Like, I'm questioning everything. And I'm not sure about what's real, because what's real right now is food, clothes, and shelter. That's what's real right now.
And warmth.
And health.
Because we're going into winter.
You know what I mean?
Love.
I'm cold right now.
You know?
And love.
Cold.
And love. And everything that I'm doing is
Most
like
importantly,
Family love.
it's just caused a big question mark and a big void, and you know that feeling when you wake up sometimes and you just don't know. I just don't know anymore. I don't know what's everything for. Don't know what we're building for. I don't know where we're going with the building.
I think it's a question that a lot of people have is, what's next? And I think because there is no clear understanding of what's next, that's why you're questioning so many things. I don't think it's a case of not necessarily having a purpose. I think it's just a case of, shit, we're in a new normal. Where's this new normal taking us? We can't make plans because we don't know.
maybe we need to make our own plans.
What's next is all that matters.
But what's next? Maybe we need to determine what's
What's next is all that matters.
Just to, break it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky. You were saying, VG, sorry?
I just think it's one of those that we also need to, as individuals and also as family out here, we also need to decide what are we going to do. You know what I mean? We shouldn't wait to see what's going to happen and hope for the better or whatever. We need to action some things and start moving, How can we help the next man? How can we build the next kid? How can we do whatever, And I'm grateful that the POPcast is a platform that it is helping us some kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So from here, what else are we going to do, guys? You know what I mean?
Well, we're working on what's next. We are working on what's next, and we'll give it purpose. Even though Scoop isn't sure right now, we'll give it purpose. Don't worry.
Smile, my niggas.
Right now.
Smile, dog.
Tricky times. Tricky times, but it's going to be all right. Yeah, so please make sure that you do subscribe and you keep on watching. Please keep on commenting. We'll be back again next week, Tuesday, with a new episode of POPcast. Please keep watching as well. Stay on YouTube. Maybe you can check out my Groove Street mix. It is up right next. Yes, it's going to be dope. Yes, Groove Street. We saw you there as MVD, but I'm also going to be bringing some heat.
As ABD.
MVD.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know they were called that.
MVD. No. My Groove Street mix is up next, so check it out. It's starting at 8 p.m. on Pop Bottles Entertainment page.
Yes, sir.
Next week, we're drinking on the show, okay? It's level 3. Bye.
We're not smoking.
Aye.
We'll bring the bride, don't worry.
Brian, yeah. On the show.
Yeah, so tell her Jay, I'm going to call Keenan and tell her Jay, it was
Brian, la. Bye.